Do you have students who are not engaged, not interested, and seem like they just don't care? They spend more time asking you, when will I ever need this math in real life, than doing much else in class? If you're a middle school math teacher, keep watching because I'm sharing my favorite real world math activities that will surely get your students interested and engaged. If you're new around here, my name is Kathy Martin and I help 6th, 7th, 8th grade and Algebra 1 math teachers experience more aha moments in the classroom and save time and money on their lesson planning and resources. One really important value that I hold as a middle school math teacher is to help make real world connections for my students. I want my students to see that math is everywhere. There's nothing that my students love more and there's nothing more real world than money. I know my students love money, so why not lean into it? And honestly, teaching money skills is super important. And I honestly kind of feel like we don't do enough of it. How many times have you chatted with other adults and they're like, yeah, I wish like we learned more about real world skills in math class and we just didn't, right? So one way that I bring this skill into my classroom is to allow my students to earn money each week from different things like completing homework, doing well on tests, etc. At the beginning of each week, they see how much money they've earned and then they can balance a checkbook. So I literally go to the bank and purchase those checkbook registers and I give every kid one and we practice balancing a checkbook. So students can use their money that they earn to purchase a variety of prizes all throughout the semester, all while learning checkbook and money skills. Okay, so that's like one thing. I can't really show you how we do that, but I at least wanted to tell you about it. But I can show you two of my other favorite activities that I use all the time in class. One is all about budgeting and one is all about shopping. So let's dive in so you can see exactly what the resources look like because I think it's important as a visual learner to kind of see what are you talking about? How do you teach students budgeting, right? So this is my exact budgeting activity. It's actually quite a big activity. So I can't go through all the slides, but students will learn, but I can kind of give you the gist. Students will learn exactly what a budget is. We talk about needs, we talk about wants, estimated costs for things, we talk about income tax, net income, savings, and then how much money we have left over. Okay, and in this project, this is all one project, so you can see it is quite big, but we don't do this on one day. We break it up. It is ongoing because it's important that students really understand things like fixed expenses. What are fixed expenses, right? You know, housing, communication, insurance. Then we have variable expenses. And while things like eating out, right, and grocery shopping feels like a fixed expense, we as adults know, well, no, they're variable costs, right? We don't have to go out and eat McDonald's every night. We could cook at home and we talk about all the different options and what things can look like. Transportation, right? Not all of us need a car. Entertainment, right? Going to the movies, Netflix, things like that. Those are not needs, right? Those are all nice to haves. Clothing, gifts, all things that are variable expenses. And then we talk about the balance, right? How much money do we have left over every month? What adjustments need to be made? Where can we cut back? Where can we allow ourselves to have a little bit more? These are all really, really important conversation topics that I don't think enough of us are doing and then by the time we get to adulthood, like we're not equipped. Okay. Next is this shopping project. Students will learn about sales, tax, tip, discounts, all real life skills. How do we calculate sales tax and tip? So we go through that. There are lots of examples. How do we calculate discounts, right? Don't we all love a discount? We talk about all the different types of discounts. There are, different types of examples where we learn about what are some of the best deals. And then how do we put this all together when we are shopping? Combining our discount, combining tax, and then adding a tip on top of it, right? These are all things that students will need when they go out into the world, and to make sure that whoever they're working with is calculating correctly. I always tell my students, just because that person has a cash register, they have a computer that tells them how much change you're going to get back, you can't rely on it, because it very well could be wrong, right? So you have to make sure that whoever is ringing you up is calculating how much you owe, they're doing it right, and how much change you get back. That's also very, very important. If you want to grab these exact activities to use in your classroom today, you can download them right now. Click the link below in the description box and you can grab it today. It's super, super affordable. And they're both multi-day projects, and I know your students are gonna love it, and I know you're gonna love it too, because when your students ask you, when am I ever gonna need this? You're gonna tell them all the time. The next time you go to the mall, the next time you go to the movies, the next time you go out to eat with your family, you're gonna need these skills. And who doesn't love that? Until next time, bye for now.